Hello there, my name is Jude Onyedeke and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. For your viewing pleasure, I'll be sharing personal videos and guest interview sessions on interesting topics in the area of career and business, personal development, value relationship building, and lifestyle. In order not to miss out on anything, you can subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button to stay updated on any recent uploads. Congratulations! I know you just subscribed. Please don't forget to drop your comments and send your questions to wordforwordwithjude@gmail.com and we will get back to you. Let's look at business partnership and how it works for young people who are about to go into business. Like you said, young people in this context is someone who has the mind to innovate, who has the mind to still be relevant. So when I talk about young people, I'm not talking about people who are under 25 or under 30. I'm talking about people who are young at heart. So at any point in time, you're ready to show that exuberance. Even if it's 70, I mean, Donald Trump is young at heart from the kind of leadership he's putting out there. So let's say that now for young people, and we are saying that what kind of strategies should we use, or what kind of attitude should we cultivate in terms of looking at those who we can put hands together, connect with, and do great stuff. Now, today, I mean, in this particular age, I was talking that co-founding has become a thing. I don't know, before now, we usually have one person just go ahead and start his company, and yes, I'm the founder, I'm the CEO and all that. But today, more young people have been encouraged to put effort together and leverage on each other's strengths and weaknesses to start up whatever they want to start. And a lot of people are stuck at some point where they feel like, okay, this is what I'm good at, and they are running it alone. They are being drained. They are being, sapped of energy because they are doing marketing, they are doing customer relations, they are doing communications, they are doing branding, they are doing everything all by themselves. So how should young people begin to leverage partnerships within themselves or even with people above them? I mean, what would you recommend?
All right. Thank you so very much. All right. It is important that we understand that competition, like I said, competition is overrated. Competition is overrated. And as young people, now I'm so glad. I'm excited. I'm just smiling, brimming with smile, because you're getting this thing, you're absorbing this thing, and just extrapolating and getting this thing, because you're able to reference the things that I've said, which means that you're taking it in. I said that competition is overrated. As young people, now young in this context, again, I made you understand that it transcends the chronological age and phase, because I've seen an old young man who is stuck in his way and can't think beyond the now. So he's really, really old. Then I've also seen a young old man in his 70s and still thinking of invention, innovation, and how things can be done better. So he's really young. All right, that's established. So I always like to make reference to my personal experience, because they're there, on today's Friday. On Wednesday, I came into a partnership relationship with a company, a very big company, and in a couple of days, at least by Tuesday, Monday, I'm going to be sharing a video content on my visit and my partnership and everything as it consummates into what will now become one of the most formidable partnerships. What was it? Because I knew that if I needed to go, like you said, if I needed to go alone, I could go faster, but then it will not be as lofty, as beautiful as it should be. But then I sought for partnership. Collaboration is the key. As young people, first, let me quickly say this. You need to have, when you want to start, I don't know what you plan to start. First of all, you need to begin to think of structure and system. I was asking a conference, it was a master class, not a conference, master class recently, on how to keep your presence, because I was talking about brand visibility. And I said to people that because we live in an age where people are being razzled dazzled with unsolicited messages. I told you about information overload, how that people are physically being burned out and they don't even, their minds, their attention span of the average man is being likened to that of a goldfish. People are struggling and suffering from attention deficit disorder and all of that is going on. But then you want to be able to make such an indelible impact in the subconsciousness of a brand, because where for any brand to be successful, the brand have to rent a space and live in that space, and that space is the subconsciousness of his prospect and his clients. Now, for that to happen, I made them understand that they have to automate their content curating process. I'm talking about system now. You have to automate the content curating process. In other words, when I wake up in the morning and I hit the snooze button, that does not mean that the business will be grounded. Okay, a lady wakes up and she's the CEO of a company, because one of the challenges that I see a lot of people, young people and business owners are experiencing is that they have not been able to move their business from this one-man enterprise kind of setting to morphing into what I call, bully brand. You can take that word now. You heard it today, bully brand. To a bully brand. I mean, from this one man saying, me, he's the CEO, he's the printer, he's the graphic designer, he's everything. I mean, moving from that place where you can begin to run a full-fledged NGO or a brand, where you can do it, because see, they've not paid attention to system. What system does for you is that system help to put structure in place for your business to run with or without you. That's what system does. So when I talk to them about automating their content curating process, what I was simply saying is this: have a content calendar. It's because as a CEO, when you wake up, you hit the snooze button. Everything should be grounded. I hope you understand what I mean by hitting the snooze button. Somebody just wakes up from sleep in the morning and said, I'm feeling cold and I don't feel like going to work. Okay, because you don't feel like going to work, no marketing is done for the day, no email are sent out, as reminder to clients, or whatever processes that need to be carried out in the course of the day is grounded. Just because one man is having a call. No. Because there's no system. When you have a system in place, for instance, your content still goes out. Whoever is supposed to carry out an activity in the day still goes about it. Because the CEO is not in a good mood, the business should not be grounded. So young people need to understand system. Now, it is when you then understand system that will ultimately help, you see, to help to seek for strategic, not just partnership. You said partnership, strategic partnership, strategic partner. See, life is easy when you identify and seek for strategic partnership. I will never forget it. It was, I think, on the 3rd of January this year. Me and my mentor, Dr. Von King, were driving. We're, approaching 10 Mainland Bridge, and he looked at me and he said, "You know what God told me I should focus on? One thing you get to enjoy when you listen to me is that I've absorbed some very, very beautiful juice. Let me use that word from some of these great people that when I speak, it oozes out of me." So we were driving and approaching the 10 Mainland Bridge, and he looked at me and said, "Mark, you know what God whispered in my heart just a few days ago for the year?" He said, "Collaboration. Seek for strategic collaboration." I never forget it. I never will forget. Collaboration. See this competition, trying to outsmart this other person, trying to do it and edge this other person out, is demonic. Don't do that. Find out what is unique about you, and that's what I love about co-branding. You know what co-branding is? Oh, see, this guy is selling cars. This guy is selling cars, and me, I'm into spare parts. I deal on spare parts. So I say, you know what, guy, I can't compete with him now. Why should I want to compete with him? He's selling cars. But instead of in any way trying to, antagonize, or rather try to make him feel that he's small, is not relevant and any of such, I approach him for strategic partnership. I call it strategic partnership now, because I know for everyone that buys cars from him, at some point in time, they will need to service their vehicles. I say, hey guy, you know what? Why don't we work together? Let's have some memorandum of understanding. Let's come together. So you can then, my company can come together with your company. Then we can approach everyone who has ever bought car on your platform and make them understand that we just recently launched a car servicing blah 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 company. What we do is that we help to diagnose your cars and make sure that the car is properly fixed. So when people is looking at this from the outside, all right, they are not seeing two people, two entities. They are not seeing two individuals running a show. They are seeing one business, because we have come together to offer this unique service. That's what strategic position does. That's what strategic positioning does. You see, everything just comes so easy. But by the time you're trying to edge another out, you're trying to, outsmart the other person, man, that's stressful, really stressful. So competition is overrated. Seek for collaboration. I've done it. It has worked for me time and time again. We have conference. We've had Future Leadership Conference, 6 editions every year, 6 editions. And you know what? When we needed money, we go for sponsorship. We solicit for sponsorship from corporate organizations, and some of them will be doing, you know what I mean? They're doing shakara for us, And we have to think, how in the world do we make money to sustain and to fund this conference? We go about, me and my team, we come together. Let's design a very colorful brochure. Who are those that we're inviting? Now the numbers are there. We can show you the number. People are coming to look at our database. It's burgeoning. I mean, everything is just coming up well. But then we need to make money to get this thing up and running. So we design a brochure, what you call program of event. And we begin to write to corporate organizations. And you say, you know what? We are not asking you to give us millions. We are not asking you to give us that, asking us to give us a car. We're not asking you to do, you know what? Just come place an ad in a portion of the brochure, because this brochure is going to be going to very prominent people and company. People are going to be going through this, and that's a big mileage and visibility platform for you. And I tell you this, we've been able to raise tremendous amount of money just by leveraging on that. You see what I mean? So what am I trying to say? As young people, from the word go, when you conceptualize that idea, one of the things that you must do is to strategically seek for partners. I love what you use, the word co-founder, and yeah, a lot of that. I've been involved in I've co-owned a lot of businesses and enterprise. But then I tell you this, even from when you begin to conceptualize the idea, begin to think, who in the world, who is there, who is that person that is doing something that I'm not in competition with? You see that? I'm not in competition with this person. Instead, my product or services can complement this person's product and service. Can complement, not compete. If you're selling snacks, you know that snacks, for anybody that goes for snacks, the person will definitely need a drink, and they come in different variants. Partner becomes something that complements the other. All right, so strategic partnership is critical. All right.
Okay. Yeah, this is getting more interesting. This is getting more interesting, and I think I'm going to save some questions I have for later, because I don't want to go beyond and put everything in this array. Yeah, okay, now talking about collaboration, you've said quite a number of things that I find really very interesting: structure, systems for business. And I want us to look at this area where, um, first of all, looking at our circle now, my own circle, your own circle, even the kind of circle that young people keep today. When you look at those circles, you will hardly find someone who you can say, okay, I'm creating a product and I have this my friend who is doing this stuff, and yeah, okay, my product can really, yeah, we can as friends or even as someone who are acquaintances, we can begin to look for a way to use our different solutions to to put it
Yeah.
out there as a bully brand, like you said. So now the first thing is I've come to understand that most young people don't have the right circles. So you have, if you have, you are in a circle of friends where they are not even thinking entrepreneurial, they are not even thinking about business. And I mean, they don't have the right mentality when it comes to striving for their lives. So it's not like, it's not a priority for them. And so how do young people deal with that? Especially when they need to, I mean, what is going to help them come out of those kinds of circles? I know mentorship is one, but of course you need people who are your contemporaries who also have the same drive for life, so that these are people that you can look at what they're doing, whatever they're selling, whatever they're creating, and you say, okay, I know this person, she sells donuts, and yeah, here I am, I can make branded nylons. How can we put our product together and push it out there? So how do we break out from these circles that are probably not in the same? Because one of the challenges I faced back then, very young, while I think I was about 15 thereabout, and I engaged in volunteering while I was in secondary school. And so after the whole experience when we were trained, and I was so pumped to do a lot. I mean, I wanted to start engaging in social development and community service and all that, because we were taught social justice and all that, youth against crime and all that. So at that point in time, I was fired to do a lot. But I went back home to a family where when you are coming back home and your mom is like, go and wash that plate, your mind is already thinking, oh my God, how am I going to set structures? How am I going to get people? And we're going to do great stuff. You're going back home to your house where your mom is telling you, go and do your house chores. And you're going back to friends who are just complacent about the phase where they are. So, I mean, I had peers, but those people were not seeing the way I was seeing stuff. So I related with them my idea, and we talked about it. After one or two outreaches, everybody dispersed. So because these guys didn't have an idea about, I mean, they didn't get the same kind of training I got. So I didn't even blame them in the first place. So this was a real challenge for me. I had a circle that they didn't understand what I wanted to do, and I was trying as much as possible to let them in, but it was, I mean, the gap was really, really very wide. So how do we break out from these circles and explore other opportunities, explore relationships with other people? I mean, the right people that can give us what we want in terms of building businesses.
Oh, right. Beautiful. 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 First of all, first of all, first of all, I want you to understand that we are all living magnets. Every one of us, we are walking, moving magnets. And we attract to us who we are. I pause because I needed that to sing. You can only become what you are already becoming now. You can only become what you are already becoming now. Your future is not a mystery. Your future is not a mystery. If you check your cycle is your future. You know why? Because you will become what you spend time with. You will become what you spend time with. You'll become what you see. You'll become what you speak. You'll become who you fellowship, who you are constantly in fellowship, in conversation with. That is a reflection of what your future is. And before this time, before I came in on this, I had a conversation with my protege, and I said to him, see, nothing would happen until we change. I love what T.L. Osborne said. He said, don't work on having anything. Because that's what a lot of people are doing. Don't work on having anything. People are so, they are so bent on trying to get this and get that and make this happen and make that happen. First, work on being. Work on being something. Work on being something. Work on being the kind of magnet that can attract the kind of future that you want. You see? Work on being the kind of person that can attract Dangote. Work on being the kind of, oh boy. If I have time, I will show you a video. I will show you a video. While we are at this, I will show you. I'm going to show you a video while we are right at this. You see? So you first have to work on being on what? On being that thing. Because if you do this, your cycle will automatically change. Not because you try to change it, not because you become very deliberate as to, hey, I don't want to talk to Johnson, I don't hang out with Johnson, I don't want to hang out with James. No, you will begin to attract the right people, like minds. It's amazing. Isn't it amazing how I attract the kind of partnership that, you see, you attract the kind of partnership because you are a magnet that attracts such. Let me tell you something. Bishop T.D. Jakes was someone that I attracted to myself. I've always loved to listen to him. He's articulate, he's an orator, he's smart, he's intelligent. All I love about that man is his mind. I just love the way he thinks. I love the way Bishop T.D. Jakes articulate words and communicate words. If you listen to me, you know I have love and special affinity for words. I love it. And I listen to him all the time, and I fantasize speaking to him and having business with him and all that. But guess what? I want to show you a video of where me and Bishop T.D. Jakes met, okay? But I shared it on my Instagram. I don't know, but if I can, I'm scrolling on this other phone. If I see it, I'll just play that. You'll get to see it. One day, Bishop T.D. Jakes was invited to House on the Rock, and we met. So you may tell me, oh, that was a coincidence. Any other person could have met with him. I don't know about that, but I pulled it because I wasn't supposed to be there, but I got there. I mean, see Bishop T.D. Jakes, like, for real. This is someone I've listened to him all the minute. I've been following him, and all of a sudden, we are in the same room. If I have time, I will talk to you about the power of being in the same room. We don't come in the same room. We don't get in the same room with prominent people and the great men that you can of this world by accident. We don't. That does not happen by accident. Life is predestinated. Everything that happen on purpose and is orchestrated, intentionally or unintentionally. So for young people, you need to work on yourself. Oh, there's no time. You need to work on yourself. And how do you work on yourself? Begin to see yourself doing business with prominent people. Begin to envision yourself in the same room with the people that you desire to be in partnership with. Okay, let's say, for instance, that I want to meet with who? Maybe I want to meet with T.D. Jakes. No, I've met with who? Let's say I want to meet with Dangote. I begin to fantasize about that encounter. I begin to think about it. I put his picture on my wall and I looked at him every day. Hey, I'm having an internet. If I want to make this more compelling and bring the law of attraction into this, I begin to speak to him. Hey, I'm hanging out with you in a couple of, maybe put a time on it. Let it be time bound. Do you know I'm meeting with Dangote? Listen, don't think about how it's going to happen, but see that it's happening. So you begin to fantasize and imagine yourself in that cycle. So I see myself doing business with Dangote. I see myself hanging out with the likes of Femi Otedola. We are having a dinner and we are talking about business. You begin to imagine and say, listen. I'm not telling you something that I read off from book. I'm telling you about something I've applied that have worked for me. Because you are limited by your cycles, or rather you are promoted, propelled by your cycle, friend. People you meandering around, people you relate with, people you dine with, people you have conversation with. And please don't get it twisted. This transcends just having a physical meeting. Because I didn't meet with Bishop T.D. Jakes until I met with Bishop T.D. Jakes. I was following him up online, watching him. See, because his spirit don't recognize distance. When you listen to somebody and your mind is mingled with that person through interaction that transcends just physical one, and you begin to project yourself into his cycle, and you do that conceptually, you do that, deliberately and over time. I don't know what happened, but the law of attraction, God and all the forces of the world cannot have a way of conspiring for and not against you to make circumstances to favor your desire. You jump in some place and it will just happen. It will just click and you just remember, oh, this was what I wanted. Yes, it happens. It happens. So if you want to change your life, remember what I said. It's not just about saying you want to change your cycle. Change yourself. Become the kind of person that can attract Dangote and the kind of people and cycle you want to be in. Become that kind of person. Become that kind of force. You see? And I asked someone, some time ago, I said, if you find yourself in an elevator with Dangote, we're in the UBA house, and all of a sudden you bump into this man in the elevator, and you met at the 5th floor and he was going to the 7th floor, and when you calculate it, you have just about 7 minutes to be in that elevator with this man. You just walk right into it, and here was the man, let's say Dangote, and you have 7 minutes, and that's even much for you to say something that will intrigue him and get his attention to pull out his score card and say, you know what, I think I need to listen to someone like you again. Take this card and call me and let's have a meeting over a cup of tea. That can only happen when you live ready.
In order not to miss out on anything, you can subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button to stay updated on any recent uploads. Congratulations! I know you just subscribed. Please don't forget to drop your comments and send your questions to wordforwordwithjude@gmail.com and we will get back to you.